Some pretty convincing upside price action during the shortened session on Friday as the asset drops to 395 before an almost immediate recovery to 428, marking an over 8% move on the day. Let's go ahead and go over the potentials for upside continuation as the short term may suggest that. Welcome back to the channel on this Saturday. This is ARCa and let's dive into ticker symbol FNGR. What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Let's go ahead and dive into ticker symbol FNGR, and what we're observing here is, of course, the 15-minute time frame of the manipulation chart, right? So you can see right here that we actually didn't get any manipulation over the last two trading days. Well, 2.5, right? Because we did focus, or we did get a very shortened trading day on that Friday. But yeah, no manipulation just yet, and it's looking okay. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next chart right here. And I do have to display a couple things here. All right, so first of all, we do have a closure upside of the hourly time frame linear regression band. It is above it. Okay, so that's good. Generally, that does mean that the asset could be ready for an upside continuation here. Okay, so I mean, this is usual. Okay, it's I just want to tell you that yes, it doesn't have a 100% perfect score, but I just want to mention that typically when we close the hourly time frame candles above that linear regression band mean, any of the means in reality, right? See how it closed? Then usually the upside would be pertinent, or it would be of higher probability here. Okay, so I do have a few areas of resistance up here of which we can observe as the session goes by, but there is another little something happening here, and I'm not sure if it lines up perfectly with the closure of the candle upside of the linear regression band. I'm not sure of that. Why? Because this would essentially suggest a pullback from this area to reaccumulate down here at around the area of around $4 before a continuation to the upside. The thing is that, yeah, the probabilities of the linear regression band are a little better than a triangle, and a triangle or a formation in the hourly time frame, which is generally seen as pretty, it's just not credible in the shorter time frames, or not. The strike rate is just lesser. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the upside potentials here. So if there is a continuation to the upside, then I can see something happen here. This is the original falling wedge that we were observing, right? I have both of them located, I have both of them here. I just want to practice. I can't tell psychologically who's trading what, right? So if this is the case, then this would be a typical play to where we break down beneath the regression or the support line of the triangle. Then we actually have to come back up and validate it as a resistance. That would be an area of around 445. Okay, so that's not to say that we're just going to stop there. I just want you to know that the potentials of the triangle facing some type of resistance here at 445 could be great. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the next chart to see what else we have. So in a discretionary manner, it looks like I have already been pointing out at some other targets beyond the 445. In case we do break above the 445, which honestly is correlated to 451, then yeah, there are some upside targets to look at, particularly to $5. The range of $5 to $5.18 with a focus of about $5.12. We've observed these targets here before as supports as we were coming down, right? Now, it also looks on a 12-hour time frame, right? This is a bearish engulfing candle formation. This is another one right over here where the red candle engulfs the prior green one, right? Same here, red candle engulfs the prior green one, and right here, large red candle engulfing the prior green candle, right? So you can see here that we had back-to-back iterations of this bearish engulfing candle formation, and now it looks like we've kind of adjusted that, right? So, and again, in a discretionary manner, here's the targets that I have: 443 to 455 with a focus of around 451. Very familiar to what we just spoke of in a triangle, being the 445 to 451. Okay, so it does rhyme pretty nicely. Okay, let's go ahead and now move on to the next chart and take a look at the SMA 200 on the weekly time frame, because we did just get that closure of the weekly time frame, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at this purple line here, as that represents the weekly time frame SMA 200, and we'll put a price on it just in case. Okay, so let me highlight it like this. There we go. So I know where it is, right? So that's going to be around 443. So again, that area there is pretty much highlighted. So I think that there could be a good shot at us receiving some resistance there. Look at that, 443 to 455, 451 focus, right? So it's very curious that the weekly time frame SMA 200 is located right there, right? So not bad, not bad. Let's go ahead and continue on the analysis here. Okay, so and yeah, the 451 bottom that we were looking at from this candle here, that marks off an area where we, made performed a huge bear trap, and that could naturally be a good area of resistance. Okay, so we do have some things in line that we need to kind of conquer here as we move forward. But if they do not get conquered, then know that there could be some pressure to the downside or consolidation between the areas of around 390 or whatever, the 386 that we dropped to, and the 443 mark, right? We could be consolidating within that area there. Okay, so now the reason I brought you here is because the 3-day time frame RSI, right? So the 3-day time frame RSI is suggesting a push to the upside, and as you can see here, the SMA 14, located right over here on the pink line, is in fact located in the bull weakness percentile in that gravitational zone right in here, right? So that means that we could phase a resistance of that SMA 14 alongside the gravitational zone for a push to the downside even still. So meaning that we just want to come back and validate this as a resistance before we come up. The bi-daily time frame RSI is suggesting that, but since the SMA 14 is landing right within the gravitational zone of the bear weakness percentile, that means that we can essentially succeed the upside of that SMA 14 and reach right up to that area of the opposing side's gravitational zone, which would then lead into the 3-day time frame, right? Since we have momentum cascading from shorter time frames into larger time frames. And I hate my voice right now. Still a little, I can't get that low just yet, but it'll come back. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the last part of the analysis here, and this is going to be the multiple time frame RSI. So 30-minute time frame RSI is suggesting here an upside continuation, actually. So this would line up with our thesis that we would face short-term upside potentially to that 443 before a continuation to the way down or validating that resistance. Okay, so that's going to be first. We need to validate the resistance, or if it doesn't work as a resistance, then we shall convert it into a support, and then we can observe the upper bound targets that we spoke of in this chart right over, where was it? I think it was right here, right up to that area of around $5 to 518 with a focus of about that 512. Okay, so that we just have to combat that resistance first. All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and continue. So 30-minute time frame, yeah, looking like we could get that upside too. And it looks like the bi-hourly time frame is already ready for an upside continuation here. It is in the gravitational zone of the bear weakness percentile with an upside pivot, and it looks like it can continue. All right, so now let's go ahead and dive in here to the 4-hour time frame. It's very close to the gravitational zone here, so that means that there could be a resistance on our way up. Okay, I can't tell just yet. I can't tell if this is going to be the 443 or 451, but we will have to observe this as we move. What I can say is that the 8-hour time frame is making a bullish crossover upside of the SMA 14, represented by the pink line, and it is in that gravitational zone too. It feels like it's ready to continue on to the upside here. Okay, so now let's see this, and the 12-hour time frame does appear to have that gravitational pull here as well, right? Same situation with a daily time frame. Okay, so yeah, beyond this, yeah, there's still some upside suggestions, and referring back to the monthly time frame, it looks like it's at that support right now. But remember that this is the gravitational zone for a downside, and I'm just going to remind you, right? We have that monthly time frame iteration, suggesting a continuation to the downside here, which would have us propel or support from the SMA 14 bottom. Mind you, bi-monthly time frame, this space between the RSI signal and the SMA 14 is kind of great. Okay, and I mean, what's the closure on this? Let's see. It looks like the bi-monthly is going to close in a month and 4 days. So yeah, that would be there's a lot. There's still a lot of time there, and we would actually see how far we can make it down here before the closure, so that we can find some type of support before a continuation to the upside. Okay, so this is that last stand right here. So we shall see. So that means that the play, sure, it could face downside, it could face upside, but in reality, we're going to start to make some detrimental moves within the next month. Okay, so I think you know the upsides, the downsides, the risks, and all that good stuff. So go ahead and get in touch with me if you have any questions or concerns. Definitely do not forget to get enrolled into the ARC Masters course, the 16-week mentorship, as we will be continuing on to week number 3 or 4, I believe, in the next week. Okay, you guys. So make sure to go ahead and get in contact with me so that we can start the new set of 30 students as the list is filling up. All right, you guys. And yeah, please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well, a very, very good rest of your weekend, and I will catch you at the bell on Monday. Adios, team.